Nope, it's fucking here. How come everybody quiet right now? Everybody quiet even though the news posted it and no one wants to talk about it. I mean, some of you are talking about it, but like, I want to talk about it because you know what? I like pointing this shit out. Robots. Fucking bots and AIs. Fuck the AIs right now. Robots. Did y'all see the Tesla robot and what it did back 2 years ago? That they fucking covered it up and just talked about it recently? If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me post this clip.
This Tesla news is insane. According to a report from Daily Mail, a Tesla engineer was attacked by a Tesla robot during a, quote, brutal and bloody malfunction at the company's Giga Texas factory near Austin. Another report from the Daily Beast says, quote, a robot at Tesla allegedly attacks an engineer, stabbing its metal claws into his back and arm, leaving a trail of blood on the machinery, end quote. Now, of course, in true internet fashion, people have read those headlines and little bits and pieces of articles and jumped to the immediate conclusion that the robot being referenced in these articles is Tesla's humanoid robot known as Optimus. But that is not at all the case. Skynet hasn't taken over, not yet at least. Now, from my understanding, essentially what happened was back in 2021, a robotic assembly arm that's designed to just pick up and move aluminum parts, similar to the robots I'm showing in the video, similar to the robots every manufacturer uses, ended up malfunctioning and grabbing an engineer who was working on another robotic arm nearby, and it pinned him, causing an injury to his back and an open wound on his hand before someone else that worked there hit the emergency stop button. According to the full injury report, the engineer's injuries didn't even require him to take time off. The headlines would make you think he died. Now, that's not to say that the rogue robot assembly arm injuring an engineer isn't a problem that Tesla definitely needs to look into. It's just not nearly as dramatic a story as the internet's headlines and all the comments that I've seen today would have you believe.
Heard it all. Brace yourself for the bizarre. It's something that you might expect to see in the movie I, Robot or The Terminator, but this scenario jumped right off the silver screen into a car factory. Chief Transportation Correspondent Mackay Beeler is here now. And Mackay, a new report was just released about a robot going rogue in a factory and injuring a worker.
Yeah, and drew blood.
Wow.
In the process. This is wild. All right, if this isn't the most bizarre thing, I really don't know what is. It is hard to believe this could happen in real life, but a software engineer was attacked by a malfunctioning robot. Yeah. It happened on the floor of the Tesla factory in Austin, Texas. That, according to an injury report submitted to federal officials and health authorities. While the attack actually happened 2 years ago, the outlandish incident has just now come to light. The robot reportedly attacked and just really acted out on a violent streak after the engineer disabled other robots and inadvertently left it on. Reports say the robot pinned the engineer and sank its metal claws into its back and arm, causing serious injuries, leaving a trail of blood on the floor. Now, the robots were designed to cut car parts from cast pieces of aluminum. The engineer was just programming the software and turned two of the other robots off to work on the machines. But the rogue robot was accidentally disregarded, unintentionally left operational, and perhaps displayed its dislike for the disabling of his Android associates. One can only wonder what in the world prompted the attack. You can't make this stuff up.
It is just like out of a movie, but it always is the question, right, of robots' sense of awareness and can they eventually turn on us? Again, it's a sci-fi movie, but what a terrifying incident for that person.
Well, just for grins and giggles, I called Tesla or reached out to say, well, what happened to the robot? I didn't hear back, probably the scrapyard. And I wonder if the employee is still at work, because that would freak you out.
Right.
Yeah, and then other things that can freak you out. Tesla works on robots all the time. They've developed a new one called Optimus that can perform simple tasks, perhaps around the house. Would you trust one?
I don't know, maybe not after that. It sounds great because we know we have busy lives and it's awesome to automate those, but I think I would pass on that one, especially after this.
And definitely as a nanny. No
nannies. All right, Mackay, thank you for that.
What in the fuck shits is that? What the fuck is that? Yo, we be watching all these movies and all this shit, and this shit actually fucking really fucking happens. You know, Hollywood definitely be making these movies and all these things with some truth behind it. Otherwise, Like, I don't know. But it's not only that, it's just when a person can imagine and make things into a movie or make it into reality, that's the scary part. What, they want to make these robots because they're rich, want to have a robot in their house so they can do the fucking chores and not hire a housemaid? Think about it. If you're going to pay a housemaid weekly, daily, monthly, whatever the fuck may be, you can buy one robot for 20 to 30K and that's it. All you gotta do is maintenance. So they're saving money because the rich want to get richer. They fucking stingy. But not only that, I heard that they were going to actually use these robots to replace the popo. You telling me you're going to have robots replace the popo? Yeah, they can download all the laws and shit into a robot. But think about it. If you go to reach into your pocket, a robot's going to look at that and they're going to say, threat detected, threat detected. And what the fuck they going to do? They're going to attack. They're going to have all this knowledge fucking downloaded into them, and they're going to be so smart, they're going to be able to put it all together, and their brain capacity is going to be smarter than the average human. Yeah, we're going to sit here and let it happen. I mean, not that our phones are already robots with AI assistants on Snapchat and AI on Instagram and AIs everywhere and celebrities being replaced with AIs because they don't have to pay so much and actors and so forth. And then, you know, all these celebrities buying land at a rapid price because, you know, the regular average person can't afford the land. So the rich people are buying and snagging these land so they can create underground bunkers. I'm going to post my video about that right after this clip. I need you to watch it. Just watch it.
Something big. Mark Zuckerberg may be planning on his Hawaiian estate. Wired reports that Meta's founder is building a mega compound on roughly 1,400 acres of land on the island of Kauai, including an underground bunker with a concrete-filled metal door. The residents reportedly will have up to a dozen buildings with some 30 bedrooms and 30 bathrooms. The two main residences will be reportedly connected by a tunnel that leads to the underground shelter. Another feature, that's according to Wired, includes 11 tree houses connected by rope bridges that travel along the estate. The report says it will cost more than $270 million to build. There's already some controversy from indigenous people in the region who are upset about the disruption that this has caused. But this got me thinking about a book, a new book that's out recently by Douglas Rushkoff. It's called Survival of the Richest. He's a professor at City University of New York. He calls this nervous billionaires building bunkers. He writes that here are the wealthiest, most powerful people I've ever met, yet they feel utterly helpless to avoid the inevitable event. You know, the climate crisis or pandemic or social unrest that leads to revolution or mass unrest that renders the world unavailable for any of us.
Mark Zuckerberg is building a residential complex on the Hawaiian island of Kauai. But what's not being told is that this area is home to one of the largest mantle plumes. That triggered the Hawaii wildfire of August 2023. Today, demand for bunkers exceeds supply. Everyone wants to survive global cyclical cataclysms. But why is the media silent about this? Why is there no talk about the fact that all people on Earth are in great danger? And that bunkers won't save us this time if we don't act. For detailed information about the real causes of climate change, the threat that is hanging over every human being right now, and what everyone can still do, check out the international online forum Global Crisis Responsibility.
Let's talk about the movie Leave the World Behind. They have so much hidden for us. Watch this.
Here are hidden messages in the movie Leave the World Behind. Spoiler alert. First is the changing artwork. As you can see behind the bed, the waters are calm and still. But as it progresses, it becomes more turbulent. As you can see here, this symbolizes that still waters will be no more in the future to come. Next is this photo, which appears to be like radio waves or signals that changes to this and then eventually looks like this, reinforcing that our signals are going to be interrupted. Then we also have this artwork right here, which is eyes on a painting by a painter named Barthélemy Togo. The same artist also had an exhibition called Craving for Humanity, where his designs speak to the upheavals of the world, such as wars, famine, and abuse of powers. Next is this scene from above, which appears to look like a power button, signifying turn the power off. Next, we have this pamphlet, which translates into Death to America, in what appears to be of Islamic origin. To add to that, let's not forget that the author, Rumaan Alam, is Islamic, and Mahershala Ali is also Islamic. And this was done cleverly to show who the message and warning is coming from. Lastly, I'll touch on what was seen while traveling. We see Fort Morse Road and Point Comfort, exit 76. Fort Morse was a free black settlement during slavery. This movie had a lot of references to race, which I would have to do a whole nother video for. So get in the comments if you want me to touch on that. Point Comfort was the irony of them actually leaving the city to come to the island to get out of their comfort zone, and how what's to come is going to also get them out their comfort zone. Exit 76 has to deal with the year the United States was established. The White Line, which also touches on the racial aspects of this movie, was a ship that brought the first African slaves to the colony of Virginia. We see the Huxleys, which is a reference to Aldous Huxley, the author of A Brave New World. And we also have the registration, which is 1222. Some speculate it's predicting a date. Others say it's nothing at all. I'll let you decide. I'll finish this off by explaining the ending, which most people hated. The little girl you just saw was obsessed with Friends and wanted to watch the last episode called The Last One. Not to mention that Matthew Perry used to date Julia Roberts, and he coincidentally passed away on her birthday. So basically, his ending marks her new beginning with this movie, and that is what the ending was all about. The end of the world as we know it, and a new one trying to survive. Once seen, it can't be unseen, and in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king.
This movie was full of all kinds of hidden messages. Did you catch the hidden QR code within the map of the US? Why does it pull up an abandoned amusement park in West Virginia?
Did the producer of Leave the World Behind place a cryptic call for help in the movie? A very strange post surfaced on Reddit regarding the red letter in Arabic that was shown in the movie. After putting this Arabic note through an AI translator, you will be shocked by what it says. If you find this letter, it means that I am in danger and need your help. I was forced to work with a man who claims he can control demons. He says his name is Azazel and he has promised me things, but now I am afraid. He is planning something big and I am a part of it. I cannot go to the police for they are also involved. Please help me. So below in this post, somebody put this exact same letter through a Google Translate and it says something completely different. So instead it says this: we ask you to immediately pay attention to what we say in this post. We have the most dangerous and destructive explosives in history, and we leave this horrific fact to you to understand the stress and validity of what it is. Just to use this on your land, and there must be steps to stop the resistance or Muslim surrender to you. And down below, there was a comment that said, as an Arabic speaker, you are correct. I don't know what AI was doing. Here's where things get deep. Producer of this movie is named Sam Esmail, and he not only made films, but he also had a very deep passion for computer science and technology. We know that he worked with the Obamas very closely in the making of this film, and throughout the movie we can see so many symbols of occult and New World Order agendas. So was this Sam actually trying to get AI to secretly put out his call for help?
Do not let fear be instilled inside of you, because the more fear you give it, the more power you give the demonics behind all the operation. Just prepare yourself. I've created an emergency kit on my Amazon. I do make commissions. If you want to buy from me, you can. If you don't want to buy from me, that's fine. Just prepare yourself. I'll post the link tree and I'll post how to get to it. All right? Much love.